What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I just bought access to the defense, so that's where this is coming from. I believe these are the group stages of the defense. This is going to be between mTw and Team Empire. Truth be told, I don't know much about Empire. I do recognize a lot of these names, but Empire has pretty strong gaming history, I guess you could say. I know a lot about the Empire StarCraft 2 team, but admittedly don't know much about them. mTw, of course, a really strong team. And jumping right into the ban phases, we see mTw eliminating the Darkseer and the Broodmother, so taking out two long lane heroes who really, I don't want to say thrive in the long lane, since you can't really thrive in the long lane since you're usually shut down extremely hard, but they could survive up there and actually benefit somewhat from it. Meanwhile, the bans on the Empire side, they're going to be eliminating the Lycan. Very, it's a go-to ban. If you don't know what to ban, you ban out Lycan if you're playing any of your games at home. Also, the Lone Druid, pretty staple hero from the mTw team. Funzy plays a mean Lone Druid. And finally, Nature's Prophet, gave it that global presence. As I said before, I don't know much about Empire, and admittedly, I did not do my research. I just wanted to jump right into a game, so we actually see a Storm Spirit ban from mTw. Of course, Storm Spirit, extremely powerful ganking hero, kind of semi-global in the sense that he has just a huge range. Also decent at controlling the mid lane. You're going to be able to do a lot of damage, get a lot of creep kills, and if you play your cards right, you're going to be getting the runes. So they don't want to be playing against that, and I'm inclined to think that it's a respect ban towards Empire. I apologize, I do not know who that is for. But anyway, mTw picking up Invoker, another really go-to pick, and Empire saying, you know what, you can get your Invoker, but we're going to get one of the most deadly lane combinations in Dota 2 right now. Personally, I would say that Leshrac Shadow Demon is the second most deadly lane combination, right behind Ancient Apparition Chaos Knight. The idea is you disrupt them, you put your curse on them if you're level 2, and then as soon as they pop out of the disruption hole thingamajig, the other dimension, as soon as they come back, they get hit by Split Earth, they take a ton of Edict damage, and if they're still alive, well, they're not going to be still alive, because between all the curse damage you're getting and Split Earth and a high level Edict, whoever's in that disruption is going to be fairly dead. Chances of survival are extremely low. The only way you could really survive that is if Leshrac fucks up his Split Earth and completely misses, and then you count your blessings because that was extremely lucky. Or if you're just a huge tank hero, such as like Dragon Knight, who could really tank up a lot of Edict damage. God, these guys are picking so fast. Okay, Empire also picking up the Anti-Mage, so we might be seeing a Leshrac Shadow Demon kind of ganking into the Anti-Mage lane and buying him free space to farm. So they got that, the hard carry. They're going to be invested pretty decently in coming into the late game. mTw picking up Enigma and Windrunner, more kind of go-to picks. You see Enigma and Windrunner picked or banned in pretty much every single game. Enigma might take the long lane, but Windrunner is probably better suited to that. Enigma might be heading into the jungle, and mTw banning out the Chen as they see that Team Empire does have that Edict, and Edict is, well, honestly, Edict alone is enough to push down Tier 1 tower, but if you combine that with some early game neutral creeps, get a Centaur, get a Troll Warlord, or get a Wiltkin and just be a little dick, then that completely shuts down the lane. You take one, maybe two towers early game, and then whoever's supposed to be in that lane is crippled. Although admittedly they do get a little bit more space to farm, since if Team Empire takes down two of the towers in a lane, they're most likely not going to be revisiting that lane as much as the other lanes. But regardless, it's still a good safety pick. Safety ban, I'm sorry. Empire picking out the Chaos Knight, scared of the, quite frankly, kind of imbalanced feeling that Chaos Knight gives at the moment. Of course, it's partially because, well, he's an amazingly strong hero. You could get a lot of damage and a lot of utility from the Chaos Knight. And he's really good through all portions of the game. But also, mTw is kind of right-click damage light at the moment. I mean, like, they have a Windrunner and Invoker who, if built correctly, could be dealing quite a bit of damage, but it's really not comparable to that anti-mage. Right now we're going to see if Windrunner, with their last ban, what they want to do with that. They could ban out a pretty big like team fight hero, something like Pandarin might not be that bad, eliminate a lot of Umpire's team fight. But really, we're just going to have to wait and see. And I don't know why I'm actually saying wait and see, since it's like, well, no shit, you're going to have to wait and see. But, oh, actually, there goes the Enchantress. So, staying with their anti-early push idea of banning out the Chen, they're going to ban out the Enchantress. So, both of those heroes who could easily grab a vicious neutral creep and then push down your lanes are currently out of the pool. So, Empire's not going to have an early pushing lineup. Or if they do, they're going to have to do it some other way. I mean, like, they already banned out Nature's Prophet, Lycan, and Lone Druid, who all kind of enable you to do something like that. Of course, someone like Venomancer is still in the pool to do a little bit more damage, but mTw has Enigma, so Empire's probably going to have their hand forced into some other strategy. Really depends on what they want to do in this current situation. But they could try to get two more kind of like team fighty independent heroes, and then play a strong mid late game with the Leshrac and Shadow Demon trying to hold down the early stages of the game. Or they could just well, actually, probably that's what they're gonna do. I'm putting it down there right now. That's where my money is, and that's what's gonna happen. You just watch. But we're not even there yet. Empire's still waiting for Empire's last ban. It's actually going to be the Venomancer. So mTw going to eliminate that counter push and push that the Venomancer would give to mTw, and mTw actually responding with a Lich. So right now, if I was Empire, I would be expecting a pretty hard carry coming out from mTw, or at least someone who could deal a little bit of damage. Something Empire... Well, actually... Okay, so I'm kind of coincidentally casting mTw games in a row, and what we saw from another set I've casted was that mTw had their Tinker eliminated every single game, and someone told me that was because Zoc played a mean Tinker. That's obviously an option right now. It would not be bad at all for mTw. They should take a very powerful early mid-game team, have a lot of team fight capabilities, have a lot of kind of unconventional right-clickers. I say unconventional because, you know, Anti-Mage and Morphling and Faceless Void, those kind of heroes are more the conventional right-click damage dealers. But, you know, if you get some intelligence heroes, build them correctly, you can still be doing a lot of right-click damage either way. And Empire looks like they are going to be going for that early mid power through the supports and totally investing their Anti-Mage into the late game. So the name of the game for Empire is gank hard and just, well, gank hard onto whoever's in the lane with the Anti-Mage, and then just keep them down while Anti-Mage gets complete free farm. Anti-Mage gets whatever he wants, whether it be Battle Fury or a Vanguard Manta or anything really, and then late game he'll just plow the entire mTw side over. mTw, on the other hand, has a lot of utility coming out. They have quite a bit of slow coming out from the Invoker and Lich. You know, Cold Snap, like, kind of slow stun hybrid. Of course, you got the Shackle Shot, and you got the Malefice Black Hole, so mTw has a lot of crowd control effects, and right now, we're going to see if their last pick is going to be someone like a Morphling to really kind of mirror the Empire strategy, I guess you could say. You just use the 4 early mid-game heroes, well, and Invoker, who's kind of all-purpose, but yeah, you get the 4 heroes to really buy space for Empire, but instead they're going to go for the Tinker. Tinker, of course, will take their team strategy into a whole new direction. They're going to be pushing fairly hard. You got March of the Machines, you got lots of burst damage as far as the creeps go. You could convert one Power Shot, Frost Blast, then Invoker just does work on, you know, right clicks or Forge Spirits, depending on how he decides to build it. So Tinker will give mTw quite a big global presence. It might even allow Signify to Invoker that he's going to want to go for an Exort build to really solidify their global I'm going to kill you no matter where you are kind of strategy. Queen of Pain picked up by Empire, a very strong pick, as they were currently missing a mid laner. Is my camera set correctly? Oh lord, what's happening? The lag is everywhere. Alright, so Queen of Pain is going to be the last pick for Empire. She's probably going to be going mid, and Queen of Pain is one of those heroes who does well on all stages of the game. She has a lot of mobility in the early game and mid game, so she won't die. She goes into the mid lane, gets a bottle, has a lot of regeneration, a lot of harassment, so it's a really good idea to pick up the Queen of Pain, especially with the current team comp that they had. Anyway, let's go over the players. On the Empire side, we have Jackal going to be playing the Leshrac, currently heading up top. Scandal going to be going mid. J4, Crystal Maiden probably going to go bot with the Shadow Demon, protect that anti-mage, get that defensive tri-lane. Any is going to be playing the Shadow Demon, also going with that anti-mage who is being played by Blow Your Brain. On the mTw side, we have Kabap playing the Lich, Sock playing a Tinker. Wow, I'm actually getting stuff right. This is awesome. Syndrome going to be playing that Invoker, going Quas level 1. Of course, that doesn't mean he's going to go Quas Wex. Usually, it's a decision of whether or not you want to focus Exort or Wex. And I'm sorry if you just heard my dog barking. She's a very loud dog, although her size does not reflect that. So Invoker really has a lot of flexibility going on right now. Funzy is going to be playing the Windrunner, and we have fucking mad onto the Enigma, and looks like everyone is ready to go. Don't leave the game until the throne goes down. It's usually a good idea, and I'm sorry guys, my shit's going crazy over here. Alright, I'm back, and kind of skipped a lot of bit of the speech, a lot of the what the fuck does that even mean? A lot of the pause, but really nothing happened that much, so it's okay. Dogs all calmed down now, and everything should be quiet for the rest of this game. Let's take a look at the lanes that are actually going to be transpiring here. We have 4 heroes heading down to the bot lane from mTw. It's actually kind of weird, considering you usually have a Tinker or the Invoker going towards the mid lane. They're probably going to be dipping down to the bot lane only temporarily, try to get a level 1 gank going off, or at least keep the Empire side out of the jungle, keeping them from warding the pole camp. Scandal looks like is going to be going to the mid lane, and if I were... well, I don't know, they have a lot of flexibility, Empire does, with their lanes. Looks like all 5 of them are actually heading bot. Might be a rumble in the jungle. And I would be very excited to see that. Let's see, Tinker already getting that Soul Ring. A pretty staple item on the Tinker nowadays. Get the Soul Ring, get the Boots of Travel, and then you could have infinite mana to kill everything with your missiles. Shadow Demon looking for blood on Syndrome, and really it will not be in mTw's favor to take a fight here, because they may not know it, but all 5 of the Empire team are here, and mTw is fairly split up, and they did not have all 5. Now all 5 are kind of around, but looks like Empire is going to be content just to ward off the pole camps and the neutral camps. Try to get that Enigma to not have much, and then they'll just be returning to their lanes.
The battle begins.
Sorry guys.
Invisibility.
Alright, we see a Windrunner picking up that invisibility rune. Might be using it to block a pole camp. You could sit right here for the 30-second mark. Make sure it doesn't spawn. Instead she's going to be one with the trees. Leshrac might be soloing. Actually, we have any kind of wandering up there, so they are going to have that Leshrac Shadow Demon lane. And Leshrac even spending a split earth to try to ward the potential Windrunner away. It's really high level stuff going on there. Bot lane is just going to be a Crystal Maiden and Blow Your Brain. They're going to be up against Sock and Kabap as the Lich and Tinker respectively. Blow Your Brain probably going to have a rough time, even considering that fucking Mad will dip down into that bot lane occasionally. So he's obviously not going to get a huge amount of farm, and the Lich Crystal Maiden kind of is a wash as far as the lane goes. And then you have Tinker versus Anti-Mage, and Tinker obviously has the edge there. On the top lane, meanwhile, we see Funzy. It's forced to be playing extremely defensively. He knows that the Shadow Demon is not anywhere on the map, and for all he knows, the Shadow Demon could be right here, and he could be just moments away from dying, because Leshrac, already level 2, already has a point of Split Earth, and already has a point of Edict. And I'm not sure if that's enough to kill Windrunner, but it'll surely make her think twice about stepping up. In the mid lane, you got Syndrome versus as the Invoker versus Scandal as the Queen of Pain. Right now, Scandal is taking a little bit of an edge, but it's really hard to outlane a Queen of Pain, especially since she can do stuff like this: Blink Up, Shadow Strike, do a lot of damage to you for relatively low amount of mana. She has 100 mana, so those at least four Shadow Strikes before she runs out. Might be good of Syndrome to get a couple more points of Quas just to help mitigate that. See Annie and Funzy, mTw players all over the place, kind of staring each other down, positioning themselves to try to get a kill. But Windrunner playing extremely safe. There goes the Disruption and the Curse. Is Jackal going to be able to land Split Earth? No, he can't. Actually cancels it, and Funzy is now on the run. I don't think it'll be useful to really chase after her, since they can't really do that much damage. And he wasn't even close enough to get one more right click, so... looks like the Windrunner is going to be able to escape that situation. As we now see fucking Mad, he does have 2 levels of stun, so he's going to be wanting to go on something. He does have that 2 instances of stun. They're going to go on to the Crystal Maiden. There goes the first stun and the Frost Blast, and Crystal Maiden is going to go down to the last right click, being picked up by Lich. Nice clean gank by the Enigma. In the meantime, on the top lane, Empire taking a kill of their own. There was a Split Earth, Edict, and, Curse and Disruption. Diving that top tower just a little bit to get a kill. Obviously, this will favor mTw because they obviously got first blood. But it shouldn't really be that huge. It's good for Empire to really strike back extremely soon and try to stay even in the kills. What Empire has to do, however, is to make sure that they just don't fall behind on kills. I mean, like, they could fall behind a little bit because they have the anti-mage, they have a lot of late game power, but, like, may seem a little bit obvious what I'm saying, but the point is that Empire could afford to play extremely defensively, since if it gets to the late game, their chances of winning increases more and more as the anti-mage gets more and more farm, whereas mTw doesn't have the same amount of late game power. I mean, like, they do have a Tinker for global presence, but if you have an anti-mage going up on a Tinker, Tinker's going to get his face pushed in. They do have the Windrunner, they do have the Invoker, but it's simply not comparable to the power of the late game anti-mage. So Empire, they just have to be playing it cautiously. Let's see what's going on in mid lane. Queen of Pain has picked up her bottle, and she does have a regen rune, so she's going to be burning all her mana. There goes the regen rune, getting everything back. As he fucking Mad, just... Wow, I love the Enigma animation with that. Haste rune is really zipping along, as we see Blow Your Brain taking a lot of damage. Do they have any more spells? Frost Blast up in 3, 2, 1, but we have a hasted up Enigma is coming in, and Blow Your Brain hiding in the woods. Looks like they're going to be going for J4 instead. March of the Machine's doing quite a bit of damage, and Tinker is going to be able to pick up the Crystal Maiden with one last right click. So Tinker, 1 kill, 1 assist, already has that Soul Ring up, so he's going to be able to harass quite heavily. And actually, you can see from his build, he is counting on getting a very early Boots of Travel. If you see March of the Machines early, that's usually what that signifies, and we now see Scandal. She took a Cold Snap, but they're both going to back up. As I was saying before, Tinker usually see a laser missile build if they're not as confident in getting their Boots of Travels very quickly. As we see Syndrome messing up a Windrunner, invoking a Tornado probably after casting a Cold Snap just for that finishing blow. So that is going to set Queen of Pain back in the mid lane. It's going to allow Syndrome to have a little bit of free farm time. But yeah, if they have March of the Machines, that means that they just want Boots of Travels extremely quickly, since by the time they get those travels, they're going to be able to march at every lane, refresh it, and then go back to the fountain and keep doing that. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It's obviously not going to have as much kill potential as Laser, because Laser is, 320 damage pure, which is a shit ton. But it's more of a farming map control kind of build. And if you get the travels fast, it really works out. But if you're delayed, then you're just going to be a very weak Tinker with March of the Machines, who can't teleport back to the base on a whim. So quite a gamble, but it looks like he is going to be able to farm decently on this lane, so it should be beneficial for them. We see fucking Mad killing a rune. I'm not sure what that was. Probably a regeneration rune? If it was anything else, he would have gone and taken it. Funzy, in the meantime, not having a good time, as Leshak is having a grand old time. 34 creep kills. Already has arcane boots, as you see him teleporting to the bot lane, so they might try to set something up. Although, no, it's actually just a lane switch. Funzy switch is now going to be up against Blow Your Brain, who hasn't been getting much farm, only 12 CS. As I said before, the Tinker Lich dual lane is taking a lot of damage. Now we see the Empire squad looking for someone. They're going to find Kabap. Kabap's not moving. You got to move, man. There goes Frostbite and an Edict doing so much damage. Kabap's going to be taken down. Sasha now finding J4. J4 going to run away as Sasha takes a split earth, and Edict is still going on. One more right click there by the Shadow Demon is going to take the kill. Crystal Maiden getting picked off by fucking Mad in the back of that battle. If Tinker did have 2 points of laser instead of 2 points of march, that Crystal Maiden would have been so dead. Just missile laser, done deal. Marching Machines, not the most reliable source of damage, because you would, walk in between the little robot guys, and even if you don't try to actively dodge them, just staying still won't necessarily guarantee damage. So looks like bot lane now playing rather cautiously. They have a ton of kill power. Forget what I said. They throw caution to the wind, and they're now smoked up. They're going to be finding Kabap again. There goes the disruption. Edict does go off, and we have a split earth hitting, and Kabap just got his... Oh my god, that was just brutal. March of the Machines doing a little bit of damage, but not much again. So it's a tactically very smart thing to do coming out from Empire. They have Blow Your Brain, who already had his Ring of Health from the bot lane, going to be up against this Windrunner. Obviously, he won't have the best time, but he's going to have a better time than trying to struggle up against a Lich, Tinker, Enigma, tri-lane kind of thing. And putting their tri-lane, or I don't know, putting it, if putting is the right word for tri-lane, they kind of shifted their lane so that they created a tri-lane. And Jackal is still going to be getting all the gold, and Crystal Maiden and Shadow Demon are still going to be around there to do the damage. And now, as you can see, Tinker not getting any more farm. So that March of the Machine build might be coming to bite him in the ass a little bit if he doesn't get the necessary gold for those travels. Since now he's not even near the creeps. He's forced to be pulling the neutrals, which is... It's not something that's entirely bad. It's actually an interesting pull. I didn't know you could do that right there. Note to self. The Empire team is now around their neutral camp. They do have a very aggressive ward set up, so they'll know that Invoker is coming in right now. As Kabap looking for a Frost Blast, going to be landing onto the Shadow Demon. Tornado goes off, is going to hit him, actually saving him from the missiles, but it's not going to matter. One more right click from the Invoker is going to seal the deal. If he didn't use Tornado, actually they wouldn't have vision of it, so just unfortunate casting by Sock, using those missiles, which is immediately blocked. Now we see Funzy going on to Scandal, so lane switches galore. Queen of Pain is now up against the Windrunner. Queen of Pain, actually maybe Windrunner just going into the mid lane while Invoker's going bot. Queen of Pain manages to barely get out. No blind Tornado, even though he didn't have it up. And now fucking Mad actually leaving the jungle, or leaving his jungle. Going to be dealing with this Anti-Mage. So Anti-Mage getting more and more of an easier time, because Enigma obviously doesn't have as much harassed as the Windrunner. He doesn't have a huge nuke. So Enigma does have those conversions though, which could deal quite a bit of right-click damage, but with that Stout Shield, a lot of it is going to be mitigated. Invoker managing to grab a Regeneration Rune, and looks like there's going to be a kind of dual lane going on here. I'm kind of interested to see what mTw decides to do with this. They might have fucking Mad just dip into the enemy's jungle, because his jungle is warded up. He knows that there's a tri-lane down there. He's not going to be able to farm, and any farm he does get will put him into a huge amount of trouble. As you now see Jackal looking to dive the tower. And we have the Shadow Demon putting down the sentry wards, getting rid of any vision for mTw, so the bot lane is playing completely blind. And little do they know, they're in a lot of trouble, as we see the two supports and one support-ish kind of semi-carry guy looking for a kill here. Of course, if they do dive the tower, it's going to be dangerous. Lich does have that level 3 Frost Blast. Tinker has level 4 missiles, so it's a lot of spell damage. And when you only have 485 current health on the Shadow Demon, that's going to hurt. Now see March of the Machines. The Jackal diving really far. Kebab actually missing the Frost Blast, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to pick up that Jackal kill, as Empire J4 are going to be taken down by the tower. So not a good dive by Empire at all. As we now see Syndrin with the phase boots, with 4 points in Wex, going to be looking for someone. If he wants to keep chasing, he could take out the Shadow Demon, but it will cost him a lot of damage. There goes the Disruption and a Curse going on. And Scandal is now here. The ultimate going off. Cold Snap is onto the Shadow Demon. It's not going to be enough. Tried to Ghost Walk, but the Fade time just a little bit too much. Gave Scandal the time that he needed to right-click that Invoker down. This did buy a little bit of time for Tinker, who actually has Boots of Travel. So that dive by Empire not going their way for 2 reasons. First of all, well, obviously, they lost a lot more people than they gained as far as killed stats go. But those kills that the Tinker managed to pick up gave him those boosts of travel. And if he didn't get those kills, he would have still been sitting at, like, what, 1,000 gold or something like that? He would have still been extremely poor. But now that he has his boots of travels, he's going to have level 4 March of the Machines, level 4 Missile. He has the Soul Ring. And that Tinker is really set. He's going to do his global thing, and this is really the most scary part about a Tinker. Once he gets his boots of travel, it's really hard to shut him down. You gotta shut him down early, or try to just outdamage him late game, which I guess Empire's going to have to try to do. Now see J4 kind of de-warding it. He's going to take a stun by fucking Mad, going to stun Kebab, or Frost Kebab, and Frost fucking Mad, as well as Invoker managing to pick up Shadow Demon after he kills the Lich. And now the Tornado comes in, gonna pick up the Crystal Maiden, and fucking Mad, one more right click is gonna get the kill. So once again, a 2-for-1 trade for mTw as Syndrin finds Jackal. Does he have anything? I feel like he could have gone for that. He knew where Queen of Pain was, and well, Queen of Pain did have a double damage rune, but the double damage rune was running out. I feel like he could have gotten a kill there. But mTw just taking every trade that happens is slightly favoring mTw, and the thing is, Anti-Mage is not in it, any of those, although he has picked up 57 creep kills. He has his Vanguard up, and looks like he's going to be going for phase boots. Usually you see power treads on Anti-Mage, but a little bit more mobility, a little bit more damage. You know, who could say no to that? He actually maxed out his spell shield, so we now see Tinker teleporting in, forcing Anti-Mage to blink away. And Tinker now has a bottle, so he's going to have a lot of regeneration and a lot of ability to just restore his health and mana really quickly at the fountain, just chug that all down. Empire looking for a kill as their ward has timed out. They don't know if anyone's here, and they're not going to find anyone. The mTw's team is instead pushing at the mid tower, pressuring up the top lane as well. They do have a level 4 Edict, so this tower is going to go down. Fortification is going to pop off, slowing down the Leshrac just momentarily, but he is going to manage to bring it down. The Dire does get that kill, but mTw is going to respond by taking the mid lane tower. It's a little bit more important as far as towers go. The mid lane for the Dire does give them access to have Roshan extremely easily, although this tower kind of does the same. Let's take a look at the gold graph. Not surprised that it is just a little bit under 1,000 gold in favor of Empire. They are 1 tower up still, so once mTw takes another tower, that is going to completely balance out to 0, and the XP earned, once again, not surprised. mTw has more kills, and they had the Enigma jungle. So you now see Blow Your Brain going to be going on to by 3 heroes. See a huge Shackle Shot keeping him there, and he's trying to blink out, but the Cold Snap just canceling his blink animation, so he cannot blink out. Scandal's now here, actually gets flung up by the Tornado. I bet they weren't expecting that. Chain Frost going off onto J4, but she managed to drag it all the way. Black Hole now missing on Scandal as he blinked away at the last second. Disruption onto Kebab, and Kebab is trapped, but there is no one else to do the damage there. So kind of unlucky play by Enigma, casting his Black Hole a split second too late. But at the same time, they did manage to pick up that Crystal Maiden, and they haven't lost anyone else, and they're going to be transitioning into taking down this top tower. So, yeah, that happened. Crystal Maiden, very good play by her. She dragged the Chain Frost completely away by heading down south, where the Chain Frost could not bounce anywhere else. If she stayed around with her team, that Chain Frost would have done so much damage, but of course, you're not going to see that very often from these really high-tiered games. You see the Invoker now on the run. He's going to take a Demonic Purge, and there goes the Dust, so Syndran is going to be taking a fall right here. He did manage to see them coming, and that's why you saw that tornado fly out, but simply was not enough. Very good on Empire to be picking up those satchels of dust just for the Invoker. So they're really on top of their game. They want to kill. They're going to be getting that kill. It's like fucking mad. Picking up a 16-minute mech, so not bad by him. And something's happening with Kebab. I don't know what's going on there. See Scandal. Going to be finding some Eidolons, and he's going to be running into Kebab, so they're going to be trading hits. But Kebab cannot win this, as you see him instantly teleporting out. Is there an ultimate? No ultimate. The Tinker, in the meantime, solo killing a Shadow Demon. Not exactly sure how that happened. Tinker seemed to be at pretty high health as well, so Shadow Demon probably just stayed in the march a little bit too much, took a missile, maybe some tower shots. It's like Sock gonna be returning up to this top lane using his March to the Machines, which is level 4, and in the pub game you usually don't see a level 4 March to the Machines travels this early. Hell, if you see that, then you're doing something wrong against that Tinker, because pubs don't know how to do that. And we now see Funzy and Syndran going to be joining Sock onto the top lane. They want to catch out Jackal, but it's probably not going to happen. They could choose to tower dive it, but really I think what they want is this tower, which is extremely weak, just out of deny range, which is the perfect health if you're going to be pushing down a tower. Purple's going to be teleporting back, but it's the Invoker with his right clicks and the Windrunner as well. Going to be able to claim this tower, maybe. Invoker actually falling back a little bit. You have the Tinker coming back in. One more hit by Funzy will take that tower down. So now the gold should be about equalized. Yeah, it is equalized. A little bit in favor of mTw because of those kills. Fucking Mad might try to redeem those kills right now. You see the Curse and the Split Earth going to be landing on fucking Mad. And he is going to go down. Such a brutal combo that Shadow Demon Leshrac is. Leshrac actually getting engaged on right now. He's going to take a Cold Snap and a EMP, but he does have that Bloodstone. He's taking, oh my god, Kebab just got eviscerated by that Queen of Pain ultimate. Yeah, Jackal is actually really tanky right now with that Bloodstone. Fairly early to get that. And run, mTw, run. Scandal is not going to give chase. They're instead going to cut these Eidolons, free cash. If someone gives you free cash, you don't refuse it. And they're going to be trying to push down this top lane as well. You see Funzy getting cursed up and disrupted, but he's not going to take much damage from that because of the wind run. Fucking Mad returning to the scene, trying to ward off the Empire push, which is actually not coming, as we see Blow Your Brain. Is he going for crit first? That's a very interesting build. Usually when you see, well, Vanguard is a fairly standard item, but usually the build you see is Vanguard into something like Power Treads, and then you see a Manta style, because you get those illusions, which also burn mana, plus pretty balanced stats. But crit is something that you rarely ever see on Anti-Mage at all, let alone right after Vanguard. So perhaps that's only because I haven't seen many Team Empire games. Maybe they do that all the time. But just pretty unorthodox Anti-Mage build. mTw actually now pushing the top lane. They do have quite a bit of Eidolons, which are just about to split, and Sock is here with his marching machines and missiles going off, forcing the Empire team back. And this tower is taking a lot of damage now. But in the meantime, Blow Your Brain farming up his whatever he's getting. Maybe he's getting Phase Boots and a Battle Fury? I don't know. It's actually... yeah, I'm not going crazy. That does make a crit item. Huh. I'm very excited to see how that goes. I have not seen that before. Not even in pubs. Maybe Blow Your Brain. No, it's actually... he's just messing with me. He is going to go for that Battle Fury. He's just 700 away from it. And maybe just get those Blades of Attack for Phase Boots. So he is mind gaming the shit out of me. Now going to be running into Syndran, who's going to use Tornado EMP, and EMP is not going to hit. Blow Your Brain easily blinks away. You see Sock. Fox? What was I trying to say there? Sock now with that Force Staff, so he's going to be very hard to kill. If he sees anyone coming, he just Force Staffs away down a hill or something, and you know, just makes him that much safer. See beautiful pressure going on from him. Actually forcing the Queen of Pain away. those creeps, taking a lot of little goblin hits. Invoker does have a Drum of Endurance, and Windrunner with that Ultimate Orb probably going to be going for a Hex as soon as they can. mTw keeping their pushing train rolling. Going to be taking this tier 1 tower, which is already at very low health. They might even want to keep going, although the entire Empire team is pushing down the mid lane. But really, Tinker with the level 4 March of the Machines can hold that down all by himself, as long as he's careful. If the Queen of Pain blinks in or anything else happens, he gets disrupted, he will die. But looks like Empire not interested in that, instead interested in taking the tier 1 on the top lane for mTw. Who, they're going to make a trade. They're going to trade their tier 2 for a tier 1, which is rarely ever worth it. Hell, it's never worth it. And it looks like mTw actually wants to defend this. We see Syndra in the middle of everything, taking a lot of right-click damage from the anti-mage. Syndra is going to be going down. Jackal is going to be the next one to fall right-click damage. Fucking Mad is going to take that. We see Chain Frost going on to... What the hell was that Chain Frost bounce? Shadow Demon is going to go down, and Scandal and the anti-mage are going to make it out alive. That was the weirdest Chain Frost I've ever seen. Like, I guess it was because Queen of Pain blinked halfway in. Regardless, that was weird. And what the hell is going on here? Stragglers of the machine army. No idea what's happening with this game. I feel like the mechanics are all just shutting down on me. So, Anti-Mage does have that Battle Fury up. Maybe 100 gold is going to be getting phase boots. Bloodstone's still on the Leshrac. He does have that Ogre Club, so that's going to be turned into a BKB. And the great thing about Leshrac is that if you have BKB, even if the enemy team does have an Enigma, I mean, like, you're not going to be able to cast your Split Earth, but Pulse Nova is still going to be going on. Diabolic Edict is still going to be tearing apart the other team. So really, you can't move, but that's not such a big deal since you're still going to be doing the damage. Queen of Pain actually rushing an Aghanim Scepter. And, oh my god, Queen of Crystal Maiden. Power treads. She's rolling in the dough. That's one wealthy Crystal Maiden. Oh no, Eidolon's giving free farm to Jackal. Getting something like 200 gold from that creep wave. Looks like the Tinker is also going to be going for a Sheep Stick, so once the Sheep Sticks start coming out, that Anti-Mage is going to have to be careful. You can have all the items in the world, but if you can't attack, your DPS is set to 0. mTw now grouping up in the mid lane. Going to be trying to put some hurt on this tower. Not everyone is actually here right-clicking it, though, so this tower... Well, no, this tower is going to go down, and Empire is not interested in defending that. So right now, mTw still has 4 of their outer towers, and Empire has 0. Blow Your Brain actually canceling off the teleportation of Sock, doing a lot of damage because he was clean out of mana, but unfortunately not doing enough damage to get that kill, and now Blow Your Brain is going to be hunted down by the entirety of mTw. They found him. Blow Your Brain is going to be taking a fall, Enigma picking up the last hit on that kill. It's only going to give him 200 more gold until his Black King bar, and once that happens, there's going to be some pretty huge team fight coming in. Empire does not... that's adorable. I love that. Empire does not have any way of canceling a Enigma Black Hole. So if he gets a 4 or 5 man Black Hole off, that's going to sit there unless they can somehow right-click him down from an edge or something. mTw now going to try to be going for Roshan as Shadow Demon tornadoed and Shackle Shot and going to take an EMP, and Shadow Demon is going to die, overextending a little bit too much, especially without any support from his team. And now Roshan is going to be killed by mTw. Scandal is around with the double damage rune. Maybe he's going to try something super baller like blink in, grab the Roshan, but if he does that, he's going to get killed. Windrunner, very close to her Sheep Stick, only 300 more now. So big items coming out from the mTw side, and well, Scandal doesn't even have his... Never mind. There's his Aghanim Scepter. So Aghanim Scepter is up on Queen of Pain. Can be giving them a lot of anti-push, and really mTw has shown that they want to push pretty hard. Leshrac does have his BKB relatively soon, and what the hell? Where did the claws go? I don't know what this anti-mage is doing with those claws. But now you see a more regular build coming out from him. Man, I would actually really like to see that crit build. I'm not sure if it works. I mean, like, you'll be doing a lot of damage, especially if you get phase boots. But Power Treads, Battle Fury, Vanguard, very standard as the anti-mage can be solo pushing the top lane. I don't think mTw wants to defend this, although we do have the Tinker coming in, and Tinker could ward him away. It's like it's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's actually on the chase. This is him just throwing out that laser for the pure damage. It's not going to be reduced by the anti-mage's spell shield. So that's free damage that you could always count on. And until anti-mage gets that Manta style, the blind is going to be huge. Once you get the Manta style, you could just split out of the blind, dispel it. But until then, anti-mage who is blinded is just a giant meat sack to hit. Especially, well, you got another kind of blindish spell coming from the Invoker once he gets some Deafening Blast up. Sheepstick now finished on the Windrunner, and well, she has a lot of power right now. The entirety of mTw, very powerful. Black King Bar is finished on fucking mad, and Scandal with only an Aghanim Scepter compared to some of the bigger items. It's definitely going to be a lot more helpful in the individual skirmishes. However, in a giant team fight, rarely you get to see a Sonic Wave more than once in a full 5-on-5. Leshrac, though, is extremely scary. He's dumping points into his stats, foregoing Lightning entirely, which is personally the build I like to go for. I don't feel like Lightning contributes that much unless you get it early on. Empire now pressuring down the bot lane, but the March of the Machine just being such a pain in the ass for them. And Crystal Maiden has a cloak, so she's really tanky for a Crystal Maiden. But they're forced back as mTw is pushing now on the top lane. They're going to breach high ground as Jackal takes a lot of damage from Sock. More March of the Machines going off, and they're clearing out the creep wave. Well, they're not even really trying to clear out the creep wave. There's a Focus Fire, but it's only level 1 Focus Fire going on to the tower. See Tornado going off. Going to be catching the Crystal Maiden. She's going to be eating an EMP as well, but she still has enough mana for one of her spells, but probably has time to dip back into the fountain for a spell. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Anti-Mage, Blow Your Brain, going to be taking that tier 1 in the mid, and here is the power of Aghanim Scepter. Queen of Pain freely busting out that ultimate, and she knows it's going to be up in just a little bit of time. A trade kind of even, actually, especially if no one dies here, but no, they're actually turning around any exposed way too far as Black Hole being used just for Jackal. Jackal is probably going to go down. He does have his BKB and he's going to pop, but there's still a lot of right-click damage coming out from mTw, and Jackal's going to go down as well. But here comes Blow Your Brain looking for something, but he's currently outnumbered. You actually see Scandal going on to Sock. Sock is 100% out of mana. He does have the Soul Ring, so he might be able to get that. Scandal is actually hexed. He's taking a lot of damage. There goes a Chain Frost and a Deafening Blast, completely bowling him over. Not sure if that Chain Frost was worth it. I mean, like, it obviously wasn't worth it, but it was a necessary thing that he had to do just to ensure the kill. Could have played it extremely cautiously and tried to not do that. I'm actually not. Oh, okay. He's going to go get his Sheepstick. So another Sheepstick coming out from mTw as they now breach the high ground. Pink is no longer in the mid lane to pressure someone back as they easily take the top tier 1 tower. Disruption goes on to Invoker, and we see Shaco Shot going on to Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon laying down his curse right before he dies. Queen of Pain's ult going down is going to be able to take down the Invoker. She blinks out. Here comes Blow Your Brain, who instantly gets hexed and lasered, so he's not going to be doing any damage. The mTw team is extremely weak, but Blow Your Brain is going to look for blood. Scandal is still chasing, but Scandal is going to get hexed again by that perma-hex Tinker. Scandal is going to go down by a beautiful power shot, and now Empire, one more right click. Tinker is going to pick up that kill as well. I don't think... Yeah, they didn't get anyone. Were there buybacks? Invoker did buy back. And Invoker, with the top lane still up, teleported in. As you now see Jackal going on to Funzy. Funzy a little bit too fast, however, and he's taking a lot of right-click damage from the Invoker, who has Alacrity up on him. One more hit is going to be enough. The missiles are actually going to be able to seal the deal. See Tinker moving very aggressively towards that Anti-Mage. That perma-hex is just doing so much for them, keeping that Anti-Mage unable to attack, unable to blink away. Massive more missiles going on to the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon gonna get taken down by the Invoker, and Blow Your Brain was hexed for the entire duration, so he could not do anything. There goes a laser as well, making sure that Anti-Mage just can't do anything for the fight. And what Anti-Mage needs right now is a BKB. Once you get a BKB, you're not gonna be hexed, you're not gonna be lasered, you don't give a shit. But mTw got the top racks, and now they're gonna fall back towards the mid lane. Enigma already pressuring that. Already has a Blink Dagger, and mTw, their early mid team lineup, really playing it spot on. Anti-Mage, although he does have the only real items that he needs to be successful in farming, no longer has his base. We see a Tornado EMP going up onto the Leshrac, but he has a ton of mana with that Bloodstone. He's not going to worry about that too much. Syndra's Alacrity giving him a lot of attack speed, quite a bit of damage as well, especially considering the BKB on Leshrac. Once you get that Alacrity up, it nullifies BKB somewhat, since you just deal so much damage. mTw just slowly pushing in onto this tier 3 tower. As you see Disruption going on. Shadow Demon taking a lot of damage from Marching Machines. He might go down. No, Sokka is going to take Queen of Pain ultimate. See him fucking mad, blinked in. There is the black hole, just came up, but Invoker is going to die before he can get that off. Fucking mad now on the run. He might die as well. As we see black hole being used onto only Blow Your Brain. However, Blow Your Brain is even going to escape from that. Scandal is hexed up and he's going to take a laser. That is going to be the death of him. And it looks like that is going to be it. mTw is going to take that middle tower, and Empire just has to heal back and try to keep them off the second pair of Raxes. Tank is going to be coming in. That is going to be the Anti-Mage. But he instantly gets hexed up. Laser, missiles, and oh my god, Anti-Mage. You need a BKB. He actually did have a BKB. He just didn't have time to pop it. So very quick hands by mTw. They knew he was teleporting in. They selected their Sheepstick, spam clicked onto that teleportation circle thing. And now that means 2 Raxes up for 2 Raxes gained, 2 Raxes down for Empire, 2 Raxes gained by mTw. And they're gonna fall back, wait for the Enigma to come back up, wait for the Invoker to come back up, and then slow push that bottom lane. They have all the time in the world. Anti-Mage is down for another 30 seconds, and he does not have any buyback. He's not gonna get any buyback anytime soon unless mTw just takes their sweet time. Roshan is gonna be up relatively soon. But right now the power of mTw, the huge mid lane lineup, extremely overpowering to Empires. You now see Sok force staffing in and doing a lot of damage to Shackle. Is he going to get Shackle shot? No, it's actually just going to be focus fire. He takes another laser, and Leshrac is going to go down, but he instantly buys back into the game. He only has 4 Bloodstone charges, so not the most on Leshrac, but when you keep on dying, when you keep on getting focused, like mTw is doing, you're not going to have a lot of Bloodstone charges, which is one of the drawbacks on Bloodstone. Bloodstone is a phenomenal item that's really the only item that I would strictly classify as a snowball item. If you're a League of Legends player, that's going to be as close as you're going to get to one of those. As we now see a Tornado EMP going into Blow Your Brain, but he instantly pops his BKB, and the mTw side doesn't have any way of dealing with that until it runs out. Well, actually going to go keep chasing. Now they're actually going to pull back. We see Hex going onto the Crystal Maiden, so she is hexed up. She has a Ogre Club though, so she is really tanky. But Missile is going to be flying out every so often. As you now see Jackal getting hexed up. This Tinker doing so much work with that Sheepstick. Jackal is going to get 2 Chain Frost bounces at least. There goes the third one, but it was blocked by the BKB, but he's going to die anyway. J4 now going to get brought down as well by the Enigma. EMP going off, and there goes the Anti-Mage ultimate, but not doing that much damage. Not enough to get a kill, not even enough to bring anyone extremely low. See Tinker teleporting back, and mTw looks like they want to go for Roshan. They want to clear this creep wave at least. And Windrunner, super baller mode engaged. Fuck building regular items, just stack Demon Edges. Demon Edge is obviously not the most cost-effective item in the game, so you don't really want to be doing this unless you're super far ahead. As Blur Brain instantly gets hexed up as soon as he walks in. Defensive Disruption, though, will keep him safe for the minute. He actually gets hit by the Tornado. He blinks straight into that, so that's kind of unlucky. But really, mTw, they have all the time in the world. They're just waiting for Roshan to get up. They're waiting for the mid and top lane to get a little bit more pressure towards them. Fucking Mad now blinking in. Huge black hole onto that Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to get right-click down. Yes, he is going to. J4 is also going to get taken down as well. Jackal in the back. He can take a deafening blast, but there's the GG call by Blow Your Brain as Leshrac doing a lot of damage, doing what he could, but the right-click damage of mTw, just too much. Double Demon Edge, going to win you that game. Scandal now on the run. Tinker is going to be teleporting out, and he gets out just fine, and Shadow Demon is hexed up by that Windrunner. So many hexes from the mTw team. Perma Hex coming out from Tinker with that level 3 1 second rearm, plus you got that extra hex from Windrunner. So really the disables really shutting down Team Empire. mTw played their mid-game strategy extremely well, and Empire unfortunately could not hold off long enough for that Anti-Mage to kill everyone.
Dire's bottom barracks.
And everyone's leaving. You weren't supposed to leave, guys.
Dire's
It's fine, I guess.
middle
If
has
some people
fallen.
stay, it's gonna be fine.
Dire's structures
But that is gonna be a victory for MTW. Once again, this is from the defense. I believe it's from the group stages. There's not really much information posted about that, so oh my god, that guy got annihilated. Double Demon Edge Windrunner. Try it out in your pub games. Just get level 1 boots, then go Demon Edge, Demon Edge, Demon Edge, Demon Edge, and then right-click people to death. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this cast. Leave any comments or criticism below, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. GG.